Greetings students, I, Richardado, welcome you all on my YouTube channel New Horizon English. I am going to teach you each topic conceptually. So stay tuned with me and let's start learning. What is a clause? A clause is a group of words and it has its subject and finite verb. Classification of clauses. Clauses are generally two types. Independent or principal or main clause and dependent or subordinate clause. Independent clause can convey its meaning without taking the help of another clause. But, a dependent clause cannot. It has no existence without the principal clause. Example: Raj went to Manali last summer. Here went is the finite verb and Raj is the subject of the finite verb. So there is a subject plus verb combination. Moreover, it is a group of words and it also conveys its meaning properly. So it is a clause. As it conveys its meaning properly, it is an independent or principal or main clause. Next. Rohit has invited Raj, but he doesn't bother to accept the invitation. Here Rohit has invited Raj is one clause and he doesn't bother to accept the invitation is another clause. Both clauses have their own subject Rohit and he respectively. Moreover, has invited and doesn't bother are the finite verbs of the two clauses respectively. So in this sentence, there are two clauses. Here Rohit has invited Raj is the principal clause. But he doesn't bother to accept the invitation is another clause which can convey its meaning without taking the help of its principal clause. And, this clause is joined by a coordinating conjunction but to its principal clause. That is why this clause is a coordinate clause. Remember that principal clause and coordinate clauses are the same rank clauses. They are joined by coordinating conjunctions. What is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words without having any finite verb and does not convey any complete meaning. Let's take an example. Shyam took his dinner early. Here took is the finite verb and Shyam is the subject of the verb. If anyone questions that Shyam took what? The answer would be his dinner. Remember, if one asks the finite verb by what or whom, and the answer will be the object of the verb. And, the verb will be a transitive one. So here his dinner is a group of words, without having any finite verb and cannot convey proper meaning alone. And, it acts as the object of the verb took. So it is a noun phrase. Move on to the next example. Rohit, my friend, wants something to eat. Here wants is the finite verb and Rohit is the subject of the verb. Now if we look at the sentences carefully, we can find that Rohit and my friend is the same person. Here we pass on the information regarding Rohit that he is my friend. Here we use that information my friend in apposition. That is why this group of words without having any finite verb is a phrase in apposition. And, in this sentence, there is another group of words without any finite verb. That is something to eat. This is a phrase. And, this phrase is the object of the finite verb wants. If we ask what Rohit wants, the answer is something to eat. That is why this phrase is the object. Hence, it is a noun phrase. Remember, a subject or an object must be either a noun or a pronoun. If any phrase acts as a noun, then it will be called noun phrase or nominal phrase, and if a clause acts as a noun, then it will be called noun clause or nominal clause. Identify clauses and phrases. Let's discuss. This is the bracelet made of gold. Here this is a demonstrative pronoun and it acts as the subject of the linking verb is. And, bracelet is a noun which acts as the subject complement and the is determiner. Remember, without determiner, we cannot use any common noun. Remember, linking verb links the subject complement with its subject. And, made of gold is a group of words without any finite verb which is used to qualify the noun the bracelet. If one asks what kind of bracelet or which bracelet, the answer will be the bracelet that is made of gold. So, the phrase made of gold qualifies the noun bracelet. Hence it acts as an adjective. That is why it is an adjective phrase. Remember, if a phrase acts as an adjective, then it is an adjective phrase. And, if a clause acts as an adjective, then it is adjective clause. Let's discuss another sentence. Have you enjoyed playing cricket? Here enjoyed is the finite verb and its subject is you. Have is the helping verb. As it is an interrogative sentence, the helping verb placed before the subject. Now, if one asks what you enjoyed, the answer will be playing cricket. So playing cricket is a group of words without any finite verb and it acts as the object of the verb enjoyed. So it is a phrase and acts as a noun. So it a noun phrase. Let's discuss. What he said is untrue. Here said is the finite verb and he is the subject of the verb. And, what is the object of the verb said? Now this group of words has its subject as well as a finite verb. So it is a clause. But, it cannot convey its meaning properly. Hence it is a subordinate clause. Let's find what kind of subordinate clause it is. Here is linking verb and untrue is the subject complement. And, the subordinate clause what he said is acting as the subject of the linking verb is. We know that subject and object must be a noun or a pronoun. So this subordinate clause is acting as a noun clause here. Remember, if a subordinate clause acts like a subject or object then it is a noun clause. So what he said is the noun clause and the what he said is untrue the whole sentence is the principal clause. This principal clause has a subject which is a clause itself. Let's move on to the next example. He is a good boy, and I know it. Here is linking verb and its subject is he, and a good boy is the subject complement. Subject and subject complement are both the same. That means the subject complement gives us information regarding the subject. So he is a good boy is a group of words having its subject and finite verb. That is why it is a clause. As it doesn't depend on any other clause to express its meaning, it is the principal clause of this sentence. Then we have a group of words and I know it which is another clause. It has its subject I and the finite verb know. This clause doesn't depend on its principal clause to express its meaning. And this clause is joined by coordinating conjunction and to its principal clause. So this is a coordinate clause. Remember, coordinate clause and principal clause are both the same rank clause. Both are independent clauses and convey their meaning properly. Find the clause and phrase and do comment. I know the man who played the guitar at the party yesterday. Here I know the man is a group of words, and it has its own subject I and the finite verb know, and the man is the object of the verb know. Hence it is a clause and it can convey its meaning without taking the help of any other clauses, so it is the principal clause. Now, who played the guitar is another group of words. It has its finite verb played and here the guitar is the object of that verb. And, who is the subject of the finite verb. Then who played the guitar is a clause. But, it cannot convey its meaning properly. So it is a subordinate clause. Here who also acting as the subordinating conjunction. That means here who also connects the subordinate clause to its principal clause. In this clause who performs two functionality. It acts as the subject of the verb and also acts as the subordinating conjunction. Now this subordinate clause qualifies the noun the man. If one asks which man we are talking about, then, who played the guitar specifies that man. As this subordinate clause acts as an adjective it is an adjective clause or we can say the relative clause. Next. At the party is a group of words that doesn't have its subject and a finite verb. And, it cannot convey its meaning properly. So it a phrase. At is a preposition. Remember, a preposition cannot be placed in a sentence without its object. A preposition must take an object with it. Here party is the object of preposition at. Remember, any common noun cannot be placed in a sentence without any determiner. So we have to add determiner the before the common noun party to determine it. Now it is a prepositional phrase. But here this prepositional phrase acts as an adverb. How? It modifies the finite verb played. If anyone asked where he played the guitar, the answer will be at the party. So it is the reply of where, and denotes the place of playing the guitar. Thus it modifies the finite verb. So it is an adverbial phrase of place. Next. The last word yesterday acts as an adverb. It modifies the verb played. If anyone asks when he played the guitar, the answer will be yesterday. So it denotes the time of playing the guitar. So it is an adverb of time. Find the clause and phrase and comment. It is he, the chairman of Foxter, who annexed the rival company by forgery, and every board member was well aware. Now you may pause the video and answer in the comment section to improve yourself. It is he. Here it is the introductory subject. It introduces the real subject. Here is here linking verb, and he is the real subject. So is here finite verb. So this is a principal clause. Next. The chairman of Foxter is a group of words without having any finite verb and subject of its own. So this is a phrase. And this phrase used in apposition to provide more information regarding the subject. This is a phrase in apposition. Next. Who annexed the rival company by forgery. This is a group of words that has its finite verb annexed and the subject here who. So it is a clause, but it cannot convey its meaning properly. So it is a subordinate clause. The rival company is the object of the finite verb annexed. Who is a relative pronoun. Remember, a relative pronoun acts as a pronoun as well as a subordinating conjunction. As it is a pronoun, it can act as the subject of the finite verb. And, as it can act as subordinating conjunction, it can join a subordinate clause with its principal clause. Now, by is a preposition here. And, any preposition must have its object. Here forgery is a noun and it acts as the object of the preposition by. So the phrase by forgery modifies the finite verb annexed. One can think about how it can modify. If anyone asks how he annexed the rival company, the answer will be by forgery. So this phrase is the reply to how. So it acts as an adverbial phrase of manner. Now the whole subordinate clause, that is who annexed the rival company by forgery, qualifies the pronoun he. How? Actually, by saying the clause who annexed the rival company by forgery, speaker can specify the person who has done forgery. That is why this subordinate clause is an adjective clause or a relative clause. Next. And every board member was well aware. This group of words has its own finite verb was and subject every board member. So this is a clause and it can convey its meaning properly. Here was is a linking verb. And, well aware is the subject complement. Linking verb links the subject complement to its subject. The subject complement is the information about the subject and describes the state of the subject. Hence the subject and subject complement must indicate the same thing. Here well aware is the information about the subject and indicates the state of the subject. And is the coordinate conjunction. Here and is joining the clause every board member was well aware to rest of the sentence. So, and every board member was well aware is a coordinate clause.
Post your answer in the comments section. If this video is helpful, please like and do share with your friends, family members, and acquaintances. For upcoming videos, you may subscribe to this channel and obviously press the bell icon for notification. Thank you from my bottom of my heart. That's it for today and see you in the next class. God bless you all.